Thanksgiving. That's what we just had for us today, but it'll be December. December today this it'll come out. It'll be December 4th. We're
Oh,
here. We've made it to the end of the year.
yeah. Congratulations, everybody.
Yeah. Welcome everyone. Happy birthday.
Uh-huh.
No, well, that's not. What you said that earlier today? Happy
Yeah.
birthday instead of happy Thanksgiving. I almost lost it. I was like, happy fucking birthday.
I don't know why this specific scene stuck in my head for so long, but there was an episode of Hey Arnold where they talked about how they would celebrate holidays like 3 back cuz that stuff would always be on sale and they were like a poor family. And that
Oh,
stuck in my brain forever where it's just like everybody else would be celebrating like Christmas and they would be celebrating like the happy 4th of July or something like that.
I
It's
think I
just the
remember
weirdest
that.
thing ever.
Man, I'd love to sit here and talk about old cartoons from the 90s and early 2000s because they were amazing. By the way, folks, welcome to Who's Your Main.
Oh, yeah, right. The show,
Uh,
right.
yes, I am Jared,
I am Anthony.
and we are Who's Your Man? There's a big like boom. Maybe we'll do fireworks.
Oh,
Maybe
okay, yeah.
something really impressive. We were gonna do a really like interesting. Be on the lookout for the next episode or the one after that. I'm messing around with learning a program to make us a intro song. So we'll be doing a poll probably on some tunes, some little intro tunes, or maybe we won't.
Yeah, probably not, let's be honest.
Yeah. What are we talking about today? First of
I don't know.
all, how was your Thanksgiving? Did you get what you wanted for Christmas?
I did. I got all of the presents that I wanted. Uh, the one thing that I want for Thanksgiving every year is oyster stuffing, and I got it.
Ooh.
It was delicious.
Ooh.
I enjoyed myself and then watched a lot of football, so it was very good.
Oyster stuffing is very interesting. We kind of talked a little bit about this before we started, but my wife and her family have a tradition with oyster stuffing. Do you think that's a Midwestern thing, Indiana? Maybe why would oyster stuffing be an Indiana thing? That's
I
so
think it's
weird.
because we, as like a landlocked area, we
Yeah,
associate seafood with
exotic.
celebrating. Yeah, yeah. It's like, oh wow, we're celebrating. Let's go get something that we would never have otherwise. And then it's
Yeah,
like we always end up eating either pasta or Mexican food or seafood.
yeah. It's so exotic.
Yeah, wow.
Is
I
this
haven't had this
fish?
since last week.
Wow, a real lobster? Is it fresh?
No.
I'm the ham guy. I want to have ham. I love turkey, and I want to have turkey, of course. I think that's without saying that both of us would eat
Yeah.
turkey, but I want to have holiday fucking ham. Done right, of course. So I finally got that over at my parents' house, which is probably why I want it because that's what my family eats. So yeah. What I was thinking about today, I was thinking about being a kid, and my grandma used to make chicken dumplings, but we would eat chicken dumplings and sit in the side room on the little CRT and play Super Nintendo. Did you play any games at like family get-togethers?
So yes and no. Yes, in the sense that I have like one or two very distinct memories of playing Madden football. Those are very short-lived because then it just became get off of the TV, we need to watch football.
Yeah, you're right. The only reason we were allowed to play Super Nintendo on the was because it was on this little TV my dad had upgraded from, and the TV would sometimes mess up, and because of how old CRTVs were, which I know now is like there's like magnets in them or whatever. So it would like mess up, but if you smacked it on the side, it would fix. So every now and then you just hear this bam on the side room where we're trying to retract the TV so we can see what we're playing. But we had the Nintendo and the Super Nintendo at my grandparents' house at that point, my grandma's house by then. It's my grandpa had long passed by that point, and we play. Well, I mean, I don't know what else to say. It was the same kind of games that we played all the time. But I'll bring this up since it just hit the. I'm pretty sure it just hit the Switch for people who have Switch 2. They can now play Mario Paint, which I think you can play Mario Paint on the Switch, but both require a mouse. Whereas the Switch 2 has kind of like the mouse controller function. But did you ever play Mario Paint? Did you ever use that? That it basically was a program.
Yeah, there was maybe I'm misremembering, but wasn't it like a package deal where you would get Mario Paint and the music software? Was
You
that the
would
same
get.
thing?
I don't know about. Well, it had its own music software in the game, but it came with a mouse pad and a mouse for the Super Nintendo.
Okay.
And so you
Yeah.
control the whole game like that. And well, game, it basically was like MS Paint, but it played music the whole time. It'd be like da 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 da. Don't flag us da 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 da.
Well, there
Fucking
goes our Nintendo sponsorship.
piss.
We
Oh
didn't even
fuck.
swear this time.
Oh, this is the kosher episode. Wait. Hmm.
Well, I like ham for my Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah. Let me see
Okay,
myself out.
well, we'll
Well,
back we'll back up. We'll
that
erase
makes
that in post.
well, maybe if future me doesn't want to make a fool of me again. But anyway, we would play this game. Well, you could draw anything. It had like different like you know pixel sizes you could draw with. Then it would have like a series of stamps, and the stamps were just like pre drawn pixel art from Mario games and stuff like that. But you could make your own. So we would end up playing these elaborate, like almost D&D esque role plays where we made our guys, and then you would like print them on the screen and have them do different things, and we would draw out the scenes and then talk about what was happening in the game to each other. There's all four of us are sitting there. It's like, put me over there. I want to fight the bad guy right on that side of the screen. It's like, okay, but it's not your turn. Well, when it's my turn, draw all the blood coming out of the bad guy.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
But that game was really cool. Like you said, it had like a music software, and it's pretty I want to say it's famous now, at least in if you look up like Mario Paint like music, where people have like they get the software on their computers in different various ways by dumping their cart, of course, legally,
Mhm.
and they'll track out a whole song in the Mario like style. And so it was that program was really interesting because like each like picture made a different sound effect. So there'd be like an airplane or like a duck or a heart, and they made different sounds. And my brother was really good at like tracking out songs. So he would track out all kinds of songs that would be like our theme songs to whatever we were doing. And we would save them and be like, don't ever delete that song. That's the song that we have for our show.
That's awesome. This is kind of like a segue. I'm gonna finish off the story that I have for that game, and hopefully lead us into another topic here. But
Yeah.
um, I do remember now that you've described it. I do remember playing this game. I'm not an artistic type of person, so I thought this was lame, and I didn't understand the point because you couldn't win. And so I was like, "How do you win?" And they're like, "No, you just have fun and you draw on it." And I was like, "Okay." And then I would inevitably draw tic tac toe and challenge people to tic tac toe, and they'd be like, "I win! Ha ha! You said I couldn't win in this game, and I could." But I'd swear there's this thing where when you would go over to like your cousin's house, their game library would be so weird compared to what you would have. So I went over to my cousin's house to play that game, and I remember thinking, that's kind of weird, but it's Mario. I get it. I understand why they have it. And then it would be like, okay, what other games do you have for your Super Nintendo? Thinking they would be like, oh, here's a Zelda game, here's a Mario game, here's a Yoshi game, Kirby game, whatever. No, no, no. They would have like, here's the Batman officially licensed game where it's a fighting game and you pick heroes and villains and you have a side-scrolling beat 'em up fighting game, and it's like, well, okay, that's kind of weird, that like they didn't have any of the officially licensed Nintendo games or anything you would expect, just had the weird games. Is that like a universal thing that all cousins do is like they have the weird games and then it's our jobs as the cool kids to get the the first party games?
Maybe. There's one more thing I wanted to say about Mario Paint, which was Coffee Break. Did you play the Coffee Break? in that game? There was a
No.
winnable, well, I don't know if it was winnable, but there was this, like, side mini game that helped you, like, get used to using a mouse, and it had, like, a little coffee symbol, and we called it the coffee break. I don't know if it was. I have to go back and look. But a little coffee symbol, when you clicked on it, it started up a game, and you had a hand holding a fly swatter that you controlled with the mouse, like the pointer, and you had to swat the flies. And it was just like this big long. I don't even remember all the little details about it, but it was like, like you could do that forever, and then you would slowly lose to the flies or whatever. But that was, I remember doing that in the coffee break. But you're right. Uh, did I have cousins that played video games? I don't remember. I'd have to ask my older brother. But when it comes to just, oh yeah, I did. Our cousin had a Sega. Yeah,
Okay.
that's right.
Yeah.
Well, she was much older than us. She basically was the same age as, or is the same age as my dad. She had a Sega. That's where I played Sega Spinball or Sonic Spinball,
Ooh.
and that sweet X-Men side scroller game that was on the Sega.
Oh yeah, that was so good. Yeah.
What the fuck was that game called?
I I
S-
uh I have no clue, but I remember you could cycle through the characters, and I would always pick Nightcrawler.
Yeah, because he could poof, poof,
Yeah,
poof, poof,
yeah,
poof.
he had the best power for defeating a side-scrolling adventure game. Like, it's like, well, obviously you would pick Wolverine because he was cool, but
Yeah,
then, like, as you would play, you kept
yeah. I was
losing, and it
just,
was like, this stinks. And then you'd pick Nightcrawler, and it was like, oh, this is way easier. I'll just poof around.
yeah. I always got to be Wolverine because that's who I ever wanted to be was Wolverine.
Yeah,
Surprise! I
yeah.
know, shocking. But yeah, in the Sonic Spinball game is beatable. I didn't know that, and it was only like 2 levels. Finally got to
Oh,
watch my youngest brother beat that game on my Switch because it's on there. This sounds like a big Switch commercial. We're not endorsed, folks.
no,
So
we
don't run
we
out and
could
buy
be.
a Switch because we're talking about it. We could be, yeah, we could be. Maybe you should buy a Switch. Maybe. Anyway, this is all the times that we would go back over to my grandma's house. We would play track and field on the NES. Did you ever play that?
That sounds really familiar.
It's like an Olympics game.
Yeah, could you do, like, was it, like, Summer Olympics where you could do, like, rowing? Like, get in a canoe and row?
No, I don't remember if there was rowing in it. I know there was ski shooting.
Yeah, yes. So there was one on Sega, but I'm assuming it must have been a different, version of the game. Because I do remember the skeet shooting, and I do remember there being you had to row, and I remember I would always do the same thing every single time. I would just hold down right, he would stick the oar in the water and immediately crash into everybody else and, like, tip
Did
everybody
it?
over. Yeah.
High five all around.
Yeah, yeah.
There was, I just looked this up for the NES. There was a 100-meter dash, and you had to jam the button. There
Yep.
was the long jump. You jam the button and then hit the jump button. I remember doing that. Same for javelin throw, which
Uh-huh.
was, I always thought the javelin throw was really fun.
Yes.
I don't remember doing hammer throw.
Oh, I
100-meter
don't remember
hurdles,
that.
high jump. Wait, I thought there was ski shooting in this. What
Was there
game was
archery?
that? Oh, I'm thinking of duck hunt, bro. I'm thinking duck hunt because you can pick shoot the ducks or go ski shoot. But who
Yes,
wants to fucking
yes.
ski shoot? I want to shoot the fucking ducks.
Yeah.
Light gun games, man. Oh boy, I wish I had a fucking CRT with a light gun today. That would be a good time to play some fucking duck hunt. Make that Nintendo with a zapper you can buy. Actually, I can't afford that. Don't do that. That'll just make me sad.
Yeah. Make me yearn for things.
You're we would play very popular arcade game Turtles in Time with my brothers because we had one of
Oh.
those 4-man plug-ins. So we would play that, and we'd be sitting there fucking fighting over who gets the pizza. You know, I'm low on health. No, me. And then we finally got to where you get it. Yo, don't you get it? Nobody got it. But
Well,
remember putting
here you go. I'm gonna steal the show on this one because this is like the ultimate Big Brother move. Did you ever play a game where it was like, okay, I want you to play with me, but you're terrible at this game, so I'm not actually going to put it on two-player mode. I'm just gonna hand you the controller.
yeah.
And yes, okay, good. That's a universal Big Brother experience where it's like, ugh, you're terrible at this game. Here, use this controller, and it's not plugged in, and then you just
Yeah.
win They're like, "Man, I don't feel like I'm controlling this very well." Yeah, battery must be getting ready to die.
Sit behind him.
Yeah.
Yes, we definitely did that. I'm sure it was done to me at some point, but uh, fucking what else was there? I don't think we've talked a lot about the Super Nintendo. Playing Punch Out. Did you ever play Super Punch Out?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was, like, a frustrating game
Dude, it
because
was so good.
it's obviously pattern recognition, right? You're
Yeah.
matching what the other person is doing. I thought it was just like a traditional boxing game, so I would go in
Oh,
guns blazing, and I'd just be like, "Let's do this," and just start mashing the
haymakers.
punch buttons, and they'd be like, "Yeah, you lose," and it's like, "I don't get it. This game's hard."
I remember all four of us were trying to get the the speed run of the very first guy that you beat in Super Punch Out. His name's Gabby J, but I believe in the Nintendo he was called like Glass Jaw Joe or something like that.
Yeah.
And he was incredibly easy to beat, and you could totally do what you were saying, where you just like fucking hammer him, and you could beat him in like 20 something seconds if you did it right. My older brother was one that did that, but as you progress through the bad guys, which like you said, it's more of like a wrestling game because the all the fucking bosses start getting really gimmicky and like really like one guy's fucking Bruce Lee and he's like
Yeah.
kicking. You're like, "Oh, this is a boxing match."
This is
Nope.
cheating.
He's like jumping off the sides of the fucking turnbuckles and kicking. You have to duck it or you get kicked in the face and your fucking mouth guard goes flying out. Oh man, the sound effects in that game were amazing. If you beat the guy without taking hardly any damage, your guy would be like, "Piece of cake." And it was like, "Oh, I did it! I got the piece of cake! Oh, piece of cake!" That game was fucking incredible. Well, what kind of classics do you have on this on the Sega that you guys were playing over for Thanksgiving?
Well, I was trying to remember, like, obviously, the first thing I thought of were wrestling games, like you said. I remember there was one specific one that was called, back then it was WWF. They got sued and obviously lost that title, but it was WWF Royal Rumble, and it was literally just the Royal Rumble. So you would pick your guy, and you would start at the number one position, and then you would have to fight all the way through a 30-man Royal Rumble, and it was the most fun wrestling game I think I ever played. Everybody had the same move set except for their finishers. Their finishers was unique to each character, and it was so that's like the sound effect is burned in my brain from that game where you could do a ref bump and the referee would get knocked down to the ground, and then you could cheat and do the dirty moves. And so you could either eye gouge them and scratch their face, or you could you could choke them like the old Simpsons, like Homer Simpson choking Bart, and he would like stomp his feet and choke him, and the other guy would go, "Ugh, ugh, 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 ugh."
Dude, that must have been the game because I for years I was like, "Can you ref bump? Can you ref bump?" in every wrestling game, and it must have been that game that you could ref bump in. That I don't think I played it on the
Yes.
Sega, obviously, but damn. Well, recently, this is to my 14 friends, and a minor spoiler to you if you ever play it. There's um there's a boss in Dawn Trail because you do a series of like exhibition matches in like a basically a wrestling manner where they're like, "You're gonna fight super fucking splatty guy." Well, this guy is a wrestler that you fight, and he's like part bomb, and so he ends up being a wrestling heel, and he throws lariats, and he spits poison, and halfway through the fight he ref bumps and takes out the ref, and then starts doing super dirty moves, and I was losing my fucking mind when we were playing. I was just, he's fucking. I was like getting killed because I was just like laughing so hard. Look at fucking spit poison. He's my favorite. I love him. Oh my god.
I think as a kid, like even as a kid,
Yeah,
we
he's
understood the rules of a
cheating.
wrestling match. You know, like even without it, without it being explained to us, we could understand it. And it was like all of us in our like childhood memories have a memory of the first
Yeah,
time we saw a ref bump, and like the two wrestlers look at each other and it's like, okay,
On
now,
yeah,
now, no holds barred. What are they
the
gonna
ref can't.
do?
The fucking
You
announcer be
know?
like, "The ref can't see. He's been knocked out." The guy's just
Yeah,
laying there.
yes.
He's like, "Fine," but we didn't know. It's like, "Oh my god, he killed him!"
Yeah, we had no clue. Yeah. Or Sting would always come to the come to the ring with a baseball bat, and he was the only one that was allowed to do that. It was like, why was that allowed? It's like, well, because he's a good guy. Well, it doesn't seem like a good
This is
guy.
supposed to be a game show, but listen, the one of the best things that Sting ever did was when he fucking hit that guy, and then fucking he's wearing the Sting mask, and he takes it off, and it's Sting. A
Yes.
fucking it doesn't matter how
Yes.
many times I see that. Every time I'm like, holy shit, it's him.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. I forget. We're completely off the rails. I don't care. I'm telling this story. I forget what pay per view this was. It was just a random pay per view, but it's like you were saying. Sting was wrestling somebody, and they were like, "Remember, folks, this is not a no holds barred match, so they have to stay in the ring. You know, they'll get a count out if they go outside the ring, and Sting's not allowed to use his baseball bat. So, is he going to be able to keep up with this guy?" And they're like wailing on each other, and then all of a sudden, Sting's music hits, and like Sting's in the ring wrestling, and Sting's music hits, and on the ramp is like a person dressed as Sting, and they're like, "Wait, that's Sting! Who's in the ring?" And they're like, the referee's like looking back and forth, and he starts to count, and Sting is like, "I'm in the ring," and he's like,
Dude.
two. So Sting runs out of the ring, beats up fake Sting, and then runs back
Yeah.
in so he
Oh.
doesn't get a count out because the referee was like,
That's
which
the
one's the
fucking
real Sting? It's so funny. Like the idea that Sting could be anybody, even though it's very clearly like the 6'5"
yeah.
Jack dude. And it's like,
Yeah.
which one could it be?
Folks, if you've not seen us do this, which we haven't done it since before football season, we do play a wrestling game. What the fuck's that called? W
Yes.
fucking CW. I don't.
WWE 2K and then whatever year that we play. Yeah.
There's been some hilariousness. Totally, we've been off the rails on that game because I think initially we were like, yeah, let's play it for real. And then one night, I think you got this like hair up your ass to put the NPCs all against each other, and then we basically watch. Absolutely incredible experience.
Yeah, we lost control of ourselves. So, like, you think about playing video games with your friends, you think like, okay, we're gonna sit down, we're gonna make ourselves, we'll put ourselves in this game, and then I'm gonna control me, you control you, and we'll have fun. And whoever wins, whatever, who cares? That was fun. We did enjoy that. But what was infinitely more fun was putting ourselves in the game, and then letting the computer control us and watching what moves the controller, the CPU would do to each other. And I still have this saved on my PlayStation. There is a
Oh my
moment
god! Oh
where
yeah!
you are keyed up to do your special, and you're like gearing up the band, and you're like hunched down. You're getting ready to hit lemon, and I'm standing there with a chair looking at you, and you're like, don't do it. And I just throw the chair, but there's no physics in the game. So the chair just goes flat across the screen, whacks you in the side of the head, and knocks you out of your special. It's just the funniest thing I'd ever seen.
Tried to mute because I was laughing so hard. I was like, "Oh my fucking god!"
Yes.
Yeah, we Twitch streamed that one. Um, there's also the legacy of Kyle Slickman versus John Cena. That was
Yeah.
an incredible match that came out of that. The incredible game.
Yes.
Would play right now at whatever time it is now. I don't know. But yeah,
Don't tempt me.
I can remember another game that I used to play with my brothers though over at over on the old CRT, sitting on the floor. We didn't have any chairs in there. We used to play Bomberman 2, Super Bomberman 2, I think is what it's called.
Oh yeah.
And there was like a versus mode. And so you start at the four corners of this room. If you've never played Bomberman, you play as a guy who can put down bombs and they blow up into T shape. And so there's some bricks you can destroy, and then there's some that you can't. So you can accidentally block yourself in and kill yourself with bombs. So you have to be careful. But basically, as you blow through, this is a Konami game. As you blow through the walls to get to the other bombers, you find power ups. You either find fire ups that makes your bombs get longer in the T shape, or you find skates which make you move faster. And then the last power up, the two power ups that I can remember are the ones where you can pick up the bombs and throw them, or you can kick bombs, which helps you not get trapped.
Yep.
And some of those versus modes were so much fun. Like trying to outsmart the other person by putting bombs all around them. So if they had the kick, you could put down two bombs and they couldn't kick the second bomb out. And so they would be trapped. But oh my god, that the playing that game was so much fun. I always got stuck to the number 2 because we played in whatever order we were born in. That's the controller you got. So I was always number 2. But I remember playing Bomberman. Those were good times. Screaming at my brothers, mom, and dad coming in. Be quiet in here. We're trying to have Thanksgiving, watch football. Oh, well, we're playing Bomberman. As a matter of fact, it's kind of like football, only you know it's bombs. You can kick the bombs.
That was one that was one that I didn't get to play until the PlayStation era, but once we got it, oh my gosh, I'm right there with you. That was an amazing party game because everybody got to play and, you could include people. But the other part of that was it was like you said, it would get very competitive very quickly because it's like, "Oh, I'm trying to build up my stuff over here. Leave me alone. I'm trying to build up my stuff and build up my powers." And then out of nowhere, somebody would just chuck a bomb and you'd be trapped. And it's like, "I haven't even gotten one. I haven't even gotten a power up yet. What the heck? I wasn't bothering you at all." And it's like, "Well, you remember last game? You remember last game?"
Go little pissant! Think I'm gonna let you get good power ups this time, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
But man, sometimes your bombs would get too big, and you'd underestimate how long they were. It just comes, the torch comes flying down the hallway. Just, oh fuck!
Yeah.
Are you guys cussing in there? No,
No.
no, we're not. We're friends in here. As a matter of fact, nobody's punching.
Well, you saying that just triggered another memory of mine, which was when I was a kid, we had to adhere very strictly to the ESRB ratings. So until we were 13, we could not play, the rated T for teen games. And, obviously we could never play the rated M for mature, or I think back then it was rated adult, but we could never play those. And so I remember we rented Mortal Kombat, and the way that I was able to justify it was, yeah, it's rated T for teen, but there's no blood, and it's hit sparks when they hit each other. It's not blood coming out of them; it's hit sparks that are coming out of them. And so every time mom would walk by or something like that, it was like, they're not bleeding, they're not bleeding. It's something else.
Yeah, the Power Ranger, Power Ranger
Yeah,
explosion.
yeah.
Everybody's fine. They're robots. I can't remember the name of this fucking football game that we used to play on the Super Nintendo. It was a college football team because you could make your own team and you could pick your own colors. We used to play that all the time. My older brother was always trying to get us to play a fucking football game, and I knew nothing about the sport. And so, when the play comes up, I would just pick one. So you would slowly memorize the one that made it so you could pass. And so that's what we would just go for passes because we didn't know what the fuck we were doing. And but I remember being able to make our own teams. It reminds me now of when we played Blood Bowl and we made our own teams because I remember making like any colors you wanted. Like you'd be making pink guys. We're the flamingos. That sounds funny. Like
Yeah.
what the fuck are you doing? I don't know. I have no idea. Oh, did you want to pick your players? I have no idea what these stats mean.
Good.
I don't remember the name of
I
that.
very quickly lost the ability to play football video games with other people because I would win, and I would win in ways that were not fun for the
Yeah,
other
they're like
people.
stop.
And so I was like, okay, well, I don't want to lose 100-0, so I don't think I'll be playing with you anymore.
I cannot remember the name of that football game that we played. I'll have to look into that. Like I'm gonna remember for next time, folks. So don't get your hopes.
Well, back then I remember it was very weird because video games were still relatively new, and so you had all of these different licensing issues where it would be like you had like NFL Sports Talk Football, which was like one. There was like NFL Quarterback Club, which was like just the quarterbacks, and that was one. and there was like Joe Montana football. I think that might have been the quarterback. That's what the quarterback club turned into. And then there was like NCAA game day or something like that. So, they were just all these different games for football because that was before EA monopolized the games. And you just like you said, you had no clue. Like if you said you're playing a football game and I was like, oh, I want to play, I'd go out and get one. I had no clue what the different names were, or what they meant, or any of that stuff. I was like, I just want to play football. What the heck is going on?
That's true. Yeah, now the monkey's paw curled.
Yeah, and now very well.
Oh,
Madden will
fuck.
have all of the football games. No, not them.
Yeah, but they don't have Blood Bowl.
No, they
They
don't.
they don't have it,
They'll
folks.
never take that from us.
We have Blood Bowl.
We do.
Everybody, everyone. Well, the last one that I can remember playing, at least it was like a party game that we all were playing because we tried to play multiplayer games other than like playing Duck Hunt and stuff and other Nintendo games. The last one obviously is Super Mario Kart because
Oh yeah.
you can play split screen on that, and so we would race each other. You know, I still to this day I haven't gone back and tried to beat the cups on it to see if it was such bullshit or if we were just bad. But you get up to 150cc where it was like really hard. The other racers fucking cheated, bro.
Oh
They
yeah.
they could fucking like drive over water and grass and cut corners. I was like, this is bullshit. You have to fucking race perfect. Like, god damn, I don't even remember the controls that well. I remember you could hop. If you get the coins, that mattered for something, and then there was only so many items on the course. Like the items didn't renew as you went around. Like as you hit the item spots, they would go red, and you couldn't get them again. So you could run out of items technically if if enough racers hit them, but there weren't hardly any racers in that game. Fucking Donkey Kong Jr. Not Donkey Kong because he hadn't. I don't think he was a thing yet. That wasn't until later. Donkey Kong Country, or DK Donkey Kong. You know what I'm saying. Although the song was different.
He was busy writing the Donkey Kong rap, so he couldn't
No,
be in the racing
that
game.
wasn't until '64. They played a different song. Do 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 do, and then he comes in, woo 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 woo, and he comes in and he's like, do, 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 and then fucking Diddy Kong's doing it with him, and they're both fucking. It was great. Donkey Kong Country and Donkey Kong Diddy Kong's Quest. I'm sidetracked.
Oh,
You
all the
know,
way. Yeah. Yeah.
those fucking games were amazing. I'd play that right now too. As a matter of fact, good. That's a
We should
good
do
platformer.
that's what we'll do. We always tease the audience with an
Yeah,
episode that we have no
yeah.
intention
We're
of ever
gonna do.
doing.
Oh, okay.
We should do an episode where we have like a soundboard of video or of audio clips from old games and see if we can recognize the tune from
Oh,
the game.
yeah, I could do that. That would be fun. I'd be like, it's that one with the thing, and it's got the
Yeah,
guys.
exactly.
That's how I would do it. Yeah, you're so good.
It's that dang Nintendo.
Yeah, my obsession can only help me so much at that
Yeah.
point. But you played Double Dragon music from the NES. I got you. I'll be like Double Dragon.
Right. Yeah.
I fucking love that game. You took my woman. I'm gonna beat the shit out of everybody on the street all the way to you.
Yeah.
What the fuck? What a weird game. Yo, what did we talk about this last time? Battletoads? I think we did. Hey, folks,
Maybe.
remind me if I talked about Battletoads. We're gonna do it
Yeah.
again.
If you've already heard the stuff about Battletoads, skip to editor insert time code.
Yeah,
This
no,
time code,
no,
and we'll just keep talking.
no. You can't skip. I won't let you.
Oh.
If they skip to the time code, it's just gonna be the same conversation moved up to that point. As a matter of fact, skip. Okay. Anyway, Battletoads just also hit the Switch like a day or something ago. Once again, you could tell what I consume, but fucking being able to play old Battletoads. I always thought it was the Super Nintendo Battletoads that I liked really a lot because they had Battletoads on the Super Nintendo, and then they had the Battletoads Double Dragon. Like you get me in double time here because I like both of them, but not as good as the original Battletoads game, which is touted as a very difficult game, but it is fucking snappy to play that game. Like when you push the buttons, you're fucking going, bro.
It
Yo,
was it was very fun, and they did a very good job of making everything feel heavy. You know, like when you
yeah,
hit somebody, it felt like you really
boof,
had
boof.
impact behind it. Yeah, yeah. Like they would. I feel like for some reason that like you would hit them and they would bounce. You know, like they would hit the ground and bounce, and that was like a really important thing to me. That it was like, oh wow, I really whomped them for them to be bouncing around.
Dude, that game is so like we were talking about this. I think the other night. I don't remember. And sometimes in Battletoads, it's a side scroll beat 'em up. Again, if you've never played, I don't know, but like when you're doing the punches, sometimes your fist just becomes cartoonishly huge, or your foot turns into a giant fucking boot, and you kick them, and they go dong dong dong. And sometimes when you defeat an enemy, they drop a weapon, and when you hit an enemy with that weapon, they go fucking flying, and it is so funny. And the names of the characters, Pimple and Rash. Oh my god, they added another one. What was his name? There's three Battletoads.
Oh yeah, I forgot
Battle
about the third one.
Toads
Yeah,
names. Let's find. Nope, that's not him. Pimple Rash. Come on, where is he? You better fucking tell me, Internet. Zitz.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
Rash,
Yeah.
Zitz, and Pimple. I
Yeah.
think only two of them were in the first one, though, right? Am I totally
Yeah.
wrong about that?
Maybe.
Obviously, I haven't played it in a long time. Maybe you could play. Maybe it was an arcade version. You could play as three of them. I don't know. Again, we weren't arcade kids, you know. What do you
Nope.
want? What do you want, folks? We lived in a fucking rural town with a
The only arcade we
Pizza
had
King
was at the movie theater, and they had, like, 2 games.
and the Pizza King. You had Pac-Man usually,
Oh, yeah. Well,
the
yeah.
table
That
version.
yeah.
I don't want to play Pac-Man. I didn't want to play Pac-Man then. I don't want to play Pac-Man now. Somebody just fucking lit a torch, didn't they? You smell that?
Talking to me?
Damn it! That joke just no. You said smack. Ooh,
No,
ooh.
no, that's wrong.
How dare you?
Yeah, okay, fine. Yeah, some indie dev can come in and they can make it better.
Oh, okay. Is
Ugh.
that what we're
But
doing?
okay, which would you rather have? Would you rather have some indie dev come in and they'll be like, "Okay, we're gonna be the torchbearer for side-scrolling beat 'em ups." Would you rather have that, or would you rather
Yes.
have them re-release Dragon Ball Z Budokai
All
3?
right. I just, you know what? This is like, you fucking set me up for that, and I should have seen that coming. Jesus fucking Christ. I don't know. What? Yeah. I got nothing after that.
Good.
You've blasted my gaster. What do they say? Flabbered your gas gone.
You lost me. You bopped their sock off? You
Sock 'em, rock
sock
'em,
'em,
sock 'em.
bopped
Yeah,
their
I knew
I don't know.
it. Was there any other gems from the holiday times?
I don't know if I would call this like a holiday game. I think this was just a game that we really liked on Sega. And we kind of teased about it earlier, but there was a Power Rangers game on
Yes.
Sega, and we had it, and it was awesome because you could obviously be the Power Rangers, but you could also be the bad guys. And I was like, okay, I'll be the bad guys. Go ahead, you guys can be the Power Rangers. Don't mind at all playing as Goldar.
I think both I think both the Super Nintendo and the Genesis games had the same like title. I think they were just both called Mighty Morphin
Mighty
Power
Morphin
Rangers.
Power Rangers, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but both of them were very different. Like in the Super Nintendo one, you just picked one of the original 5 Power Rangers and you would go through a beat 'em up stage as the regular guy and then about halfway through you get a morph. You didn't build up any morph, you just did. And then after that you would fight the boss. And after you beat the boss, you would eventually get to the stage where you played as the Megazord. But I'm pretty sure I played the Sega Genesis one recently, and I think don't you build up morph while you're beating the shit out of people, and then you
Oh,
morph?
no. No, no, no. It's not a side-scrolling beat 'em up. It's a 1v1 It was a fighting game, yeah.
Oh, it's a fighting game?
The thing that was
Oh.
cool about it was, like,
Oh.
let's say I'm playing, Goldar and you play as, um, like, the Red Ranger. Well, we fight and the stage is, like, in a high school. But, like, let's say I pick Goldar and you pick, the Megazord. Well, I have to grow to match your size, so there would be a cutscene where you would summon the Megazord and I would grow, Rita Repulsa would grow me to my max size, and then we would fight on the moon. And it was like, as a kid, I was like, it blowing my mind because you couldn't pick those stages unless you were those, the size that you needed to be. So it'd be like, okay, yeah, Pink Ranger versus Black Ranger, and it was like, okay, you're just fighting whatever. There's no special intro. You fight in like a cafeteria. Okay, cool. And then it would be like the Dragon Zord, and it would be like boo 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 boo, and it would be the full cutscene of him coming out of the ocean, and it was like, this is the coolest
Yes.
game ever.
That's fucking awesome that it did like a fucking cutscene at the beginning. Fuck, that's a classic fighter, baby. You had fucking intros. That's what I'm talking about. That reminded me of this Super Nintendo. We didn't have this game. I remember renting it, but it'll be forever burned in my head. This voice line. Michelangelo was like one of the only ones in this. I think it was called like Tournament Fighters or something for TMNT. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And Michelangelo, he could do like a Hadouken, but he just shot a fireball out of his mouth. And when he did, he would say "Dragon's Breath," and this little green fireball would come out. And like, oh my god, that was burning because we played that fucking Street Fighter Alpha on the Super Nintendo a lot. And my older brother got to be Ryu, and my younger brother Brian's got to be Ken. And I didn't get to have a guy who could shoot stuff. So that was some bullshit. I should have got to be Ken. I was the second oldest. I should have got the fireball guy. I don't even remember who I played. Maybe fucking Zangief or some shit. Somebody
Yeah.
knows, not
That was
me.
that was a
I
different
don't
time
remember.
back then. That was when Who's Your Main wasn't Who's Your Main, it was who's
Yeah,
left in the character select screen.
who's your
Yeah.
left? That's what we're gonna call the second
Okay, yeah.
podcast when we get done talking about everything that we know. What's
Uh,
left? Who's your left to talk about? I don't know if I can know. Um, yeah, I don't remember who the fuck I played at. That's some bullshit. I wanted to be a Hadouken guy.
well, I mean, that's a good one. I didn't personally have it, but the place where I would go up to get my haircut, he had a Super Nintendo and he had Street Fighter on it.
Ooh,
Did you play, oh gosh dang it, now I can't remember which one it was because there were different versions, and they would add different characters. I'm trying to remember which version I had. Uh,
we played Alpha 2 because it had fucking what the hell is that guy's name?
Alex?
Holy shit! Somebody out there's going, it's fucking this guy. It's this guy. He had like a fucking pomp. It was like a yellow pomp. What like blonde? Hold on, I'll find it. Not Dan. Dan was the fucking joke character.
Yeah, I love Dan.
You played him. You played him one time, and you were like, "Oof, I got beat. I'm bad." Oh yeah, of course you did. That makes
All he did
sense.
was taunt. He had,
Yeah,
like, 8 different taunts.
Charlie.
Oh, yeah.
Charlie.
Yeah, he was like a punk rocker dude. Is that who you're talking about?
Well, he's like a yeah. He fights like
Yeah.
Guile.
Oh, no, I'm thinking of somebody different. I know who you're talking about now. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Somebody out there, put that in the comments. Should have played Zangief though, because my favorite guy in Final Fight was
Yeah.
Hagar. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Anybody who played that game, they just fucking stood up straight. That's the noise he made when he did his fucking moves. He was like a wrestler. He's like, "I'll fucking smash you." That game was amazing. Final Fight. That was another game we played. This is totally. I'm just dragging it on
Good.
now. That game was hilarious. Like it's once again a surprise. It's a side-scrolling beat 'em up, and you could play it as Hagar or Cody, which I always thought was his son, but it's totally not. And he's like Hagar. He's like this big, Don Fry looking guy, like fucking big black mustache, dark brown hair, ripped out of his mind like Arnold Schwarzenegger or whatever. and it turns out he's the mayor of the city or something. And they took his daughter, and they call him up on the phone to tell him, and he's like, "This is some bullshit." And he takes off his fucking shirt, but he just leaves this giant belt strap going across his chest. But he's got fucking regular slacks on. And he's just going around beating the shit fuck out of people using wrestling moves.
Imagine you and I were goons, and we were posted up in the middle of the street, and we saw that walking towards us, and we like, well, on your way, sir. I'm not getting in the way of that.
And throw the goon like paraphernalia on the ground.
Yeah.
I don't fucking play anymore.
This guy's
That
cheating.
guy's scary, man. Like, and the other guy, Cody, comes up with his fucking knuckles wrapped, and you're like, nope, no, he's pre-wrapped his knuckles. He's ready. You do not want to fight him in his acid washed jeans and his white t-shirt.
Yeah.
There's no blood on it. There's no blood on him. I saw him beat up 4 men. 2 of them had knives.
No blood.
No blood. I'm scared,
Yeah.
boss. Get out there and fight him. That game was really funny because one of the enemies looked like Andre the Giant.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Like in full like regalia. Like pink jumpsuit though. I don't think he wore pink. I think he wore
I feel like there was much more of that back in the day where they would do these subtle nods to popular people, and then they would just put their name backwards or something. It'd be like, no, it's yeah.
Bruce Lee
It's
was
not
in
Andre
every
the
fighting
Giant.
game.
It's Giant Andre.
That N64 wrestling game had Joe Bruiser, I think it was his name, and it was Muhammad Ali. And did you ever play that game? It was WCW versus NWO or whatever.
I feel like I did. I know what you're talking about. I want to believe that I did. Yeah.
Yeah, and you could like bust the other guy's head; it would be bloody, but it would take a lot to do it. But that guy, as soon as you hit him in the face like 3 times, it'd be like, and like it bust his head. No shit, he's punching.
Yeah.
For real. Loved that game. Yeah, that was like the height of wrestling, I think. Maybe. Well, for us.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, the thing was, it was very secluded to almost like not to use a derogatory term or anything like that, but it was very much like a carnival thing,
Yeah.
you know. And then it became popular because of people like Hulk Hogan.
Yep.
You know, bringing it to the mainstream. Not saying that he was the first person that was a popular wrestler by any means,
Oh no.
but that's who, like, in my family, that was somebody that we spoke about as if he was a member of the family. You know what I mean?
Love him.
It was like, did you see Hulk Hogan slammed Andre the Giant the other night? I was like, wow, that's crazy.
Yo, I liked Randy Savage a lot though.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I would dress like him going to the grocery store now. People would be like, "What the fuck is he wearing?" Got the fucking Zubas on. That'd be great. I'm gonna order me some more Zubas.
We don't have enough respect for the fashion that we had.
Yeah,
back in the
I miss
day.
neon colors. Neon, like you go to the skating rink and there'd be fucking black lights and you would be glowing because your clothes were already neon. You're like, whoa.
I just miss like everybody had a tracksuit. You know what I mean? Like a windbreaker.
Windbreakers.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, fuck. Slap bracelets.
Bring that back.
And yo-yos.
Oh, the you would go to the book fair and you would get you know, you're allowed to get one book. You'd be sneaky, so you'd get a book that had a toy with it, and the toy was always a slap bracelet, and it's like, oh, that was a twofer.
Yes, and glow sticks. I thought glow sticks were fucking magic. Those things were awesome.
I was never big on that. I was always big on like yo-yos.
Yo-yos for sure.
And pogs. Do you remember pogs? Yeah.
My pogs! They're gone! I can't go on. Why did you have to remind me about my pogs? I had an orange tube.
I'm sorry.
And a big slammer, big red shiny slammer.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The slammers.
The big
those
fat
were
boys. Yeah. We just told that's what are we doing? Folks.
I don't know. Reminiscing.
Folks, happy post Thanksgiving.
Yeah, get out of here. We got stuff to talk about.
I have to lament my pogs being thrown away again.
Yeah.
If I can see you.
Oh, you're seeing us.
You see him. Okay. You see him.
See ya. Well, hurry.
You
See ya.
fucking see him. You fucking lock it up.
See ya, I said.
Okay.